Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our Survivor 45 Episode 6 reaction and review. Can we all have a collective Danger Boy Ric Flair woo right now? Because really, let's face it.
Woo!
Thank you, Caleb, my dude. You've done it.
You did it! It was so intense. Like what
Yeah.
an intense tribal council. Like this whole shot in the dark thing. Like it feels like it almost never works out. Now, I'm not saying it never works out, but it almost never works out. So when it does work out, like the smile on Caleb's face was like just as big as a smile on Matt's face.
I'm walking. Listen, it's been a rough week, everybody. We've had to cover the Big Brother live feeds, and that has not been fun.
No.
We all need a little bit of a win in our life. And Caleb, you have lifted the sails. I am now just like flying above Jeff Probst. All of the grief and nonsense I have given you for all your dumb twists. Welcome to the hypocritical ice cream parlor that I am currently handing out. Here you go. Here you go. This twist is great. Jeff, today I love you, Jeff. You have done a great thing.
What's this video turning into?
You have kept my Canadian Batman in the game for another episode.
He is a Canadian and he is Batman. He did it all in this episode.
This is such an insane episode. There's still things I'm upset about with Probst that we'll definitely get into here, but I can still be grateful. I can still have all the warm fuzzies.
Yeah, I'm really grateful that Caleb is there too. When he was doing way too much, I was getting really, really worried about it. When we got to him being able to save himself, I was like, uh-oh. Emily might be going, because guess who's turned around on Emily? This person, because she has now apologized to Bruce, and Bruce was like, no problem. That was what I was waiting for. She started out, came in too hot on a lot of things. Her arc has come around. I was warming up, but I wanted to have that apology come around, and it did.
Emily, you've done it. You've made it to the merge. You've won us back over. Please don't screw this up now.
I know.
Okay, all right. Hit that subscribe button. We have a lot more coming up on Survivor 45 throughout the rest of this crazy season, which hopefully will be as good as this episode is and not get back into quitter territory.
Oh my goodness, please no more quitters. Instead, we lost Jay, the strategic mastermind tonight.
Jay, the strategic mastermind who did not know for the majority of the game that she was on the outside of her own tribe. I'm not trying to hate on Jay. It's just that seems to be the reality here.
It does seem to be the reality. That is what the edit has been giving us. Whether that's 100% true or not, you never know with reality shows, but that is what it seemingly has been about. I mean, we did see her, get asked, what are you going to sort of talk about or whatever. She just called out, oh, I'm going to ask Austin all these questions about, what's going on over there in front of everybody. So listen, edit maybe, but also Jay is doing it. So when Caleb started to give his speech of this is why it should be Jay, she is the strategic mastermind, I was like, I don't know how many people are going to buy this. It's just, if we're seeing little bits of her and we're like, okay, she's not the strategic mastermind, they'll live with her. So I don't know if they were going to believe that or not.
This was just a huge emotional journey for me in Tribal Council, because everything that I have felt about myself in watching Survivor for as long as I've been watching Survivor, I was just thinking this whole time, there's no way they're going to get rid of Caleb in this episode. He's had too much screen time. He's had a favorable edit. We're supposed to like him, but everything that he's doing at this Tribal Council is just not good. Everything he is saying, this is the sort of thing you do at Tribal Council when you know you are going home. You are just saying Jay's name publicly. You are...
And on the way up to vote.
Yeah,
that one, I just laughed.
That was so... I will always love it when someone goes up there and does that. He was so extra. He was so over the top. And I just knew, okay, unless he is the most secure person in whatever alliance he has formed at all time here, he knows that he is going. And just for some stupid reason, and this is on my part very dumb, I forgot about the shot in the dark, even though it was mentioned in this episode.
Mhm.
Like, I just didn't even fathom that as a possibility, and I think it's just because it's a 1 in 6 chance. Like, I'm not meant to take it all that seriously, and then it actually works. And this is one of the rare times that I will approve of the Survivor whisper fest that's going on with all these different players, because on this instance, I get it, guys.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. And I actually wonder if, I mean, like, it was everybody. Everybody wrote down Kale's name, and he took it as best as he was going to. He knew, and he knew he was safe. And, like, the tribe was all having a laugh along with it.
Yeah.
And Caleb does feel like a guy who can roll with the punches, be like, I knew, it's okay. Like, let's all move on. And there, afterwards, there was like, a lot of like respect, man, respect. And
Yeah.
I was just like, I wonder how much that is going to translate back after this, sort of going into the next episode when they're all back at camp, that they're all gonna be like, oh my God, I can't believe that worked. Because there's so many Survivor fans playing to be like, oh man, how crazy. It was so good, that they're all going to kind of like bond over it in a way that might bring Caleb in with some people.
He's so likable, but nobody is going to forget how likable he is because he
No.
stands out.
Yes, it's true, but I do think that this will help him ride a little bit longer.
And that is the thing where it'll get even more respect. He will slowly worm his way into people's hearts.
We saw that already happen with Uncle Bruce. Like, that was starting out for the first bit of the season. He was like fun time Uncle Bruce. Everybody loved him. He's like jokes, and it was just, it works, where it's just, it really gets into people, and people are like, oh, we love you. And then he's like, I'm a celebrity. And then I'm like, oh no. I'm like, what? Bruce, stop. You were on the show for like a minute. Like, we
Yeah.
were excited you were coming back, but like, listen, I like Bruce a lot. I haven't made that any secret, but I am gonna say, like, I'm really done with like the name dropping and I'm a celebrity. It's just like, really, like, have some self-awareness.
Well, we here at the Caleb, fan and support group,
Mhm.
we would be happy to welcome you over here with open
I've
arms.
already been
Should-
Team Kayla, but thanks, thanks.
Okay.
I already have my badge. I'm good.
Okay, just saying, just okay.
Hey, you can like more than one person in the game, and I do.
Team Emily? Question mark. I
No, I'm not Team Emily, but I am definitely like, hey, we're all good now.
Okay, I'm Team Emily. I was not Team Emily after episode 1. Congratulations, Emily. You have caused me to flip-flop back to you.
I will say that she's, as a player, now that she's kind of fixed some of her social game, like,
Yeah.
the way that she's been able to kind of be on the Lulu tribe, losing, to be able to kind of switch it where she's actually part of the vote. She kind of knows what's going on. Like, she's done a really good job with that.
She has. Like, she's clearly there's more to Emily than meets the eye, and that's probably the only thing she has in common with Transformers. But it's just that she is very good at least showing her value to people, and I think she's a numbers person. She's analytical. That can be off-putting to a lot of people, but if you're with people who can understand logic and reason, and clearly they do, like, they understood logic enough to be like, okay, I can be a number to the Drew and Austin crew. Like, her
Mhm.
making that decision that she did last week with with getting rid of Brando,
Mhm.
like, that paid off big here because it showed Drew and Austin, okay, you know what, I can be with you guys. And they probably spread the word to their little Reba alliance, and then it sort of branched out. And Jay didn't really have that much value to anyone at this point, which is why, if I'm going to put on my tinfoil hat
Mhm.
here,
Mhm.
they should have gotten rid of Emily. Like, if we're being totally honest here, it's just Emily is way more of a strategic threat than Jay is. It doesn't seem like, I don't mean this in like a mean way, but nobody really seems to like Jay that much. Maybe they do on a personal level, but nobody is like, who I'm really fighting to keep in this game, Jay. It's like, Jay could have been gotten rid of at any moment after the merge, seemingly.
Yeah, and so can Emily, but Emily was a number for a much larger group. So I understand why they were like, why would we get rid of Emily when Jay doesn't really vote with us? You know what I mean? It's like,
Mhm.
I think they made the right choice keeping her for now. I think that they know that they can get rid of her at another time. She doesn't have a big enough group around her.
Now, if they had voted to get rid of Jay over Caleb, I would have lost my mind on these people. And I say this as the biggest Caleb fan out there. It's as if I'm playing the game with Caleb, I don't want to play with Caleb. He's way, like, he is way too extra. He's got way too much friendliness and
Yes.
socialization. You gotta be a little bit more subtle. You have to be, you gotta be laid back a little bit. You can't just like throw yourself in every single conversation. It gets a little too obvious.
It was way too obvious. So the minute that Bruce was kind of like, why is he talking to everybody? He's not
Yeah.
talking to me. I mean, there was a lot of people that noticed. It was too much. I wasn't too surprised that it was kind of like unanimous. Even Emily voting for him as well. I'm sure she was in such a tough position. Like she knew that she couldn't really fight for him too much. She could let it slip to him to be like, by the way, your name is really out there. Use your shot in the dark. Use whatever you can. Like I can't really do anything. She doesn't really have the sway for that. But I mean, it was tough all around.
Okay, I've got a feature here that I would like to debut.
Mm-hmm.
It is the top 3 train wreck people within this episode, because this is an episode full of train wreck people.
Are you going to call out Bruce and I'm a celebrity? Because, hello.
See, the funniest thing with Bruce is that's not even the moment I'm
I
tabulating here. I'm tabulating
He had an episode.
in between. Yes, that was the unintentional comedy with Bruce. In between him like digging for an idol while Katura is just like around every corner. Him like finding this idol somehow.
God, that was so amazing. As
Yeah.
soon as they were like, oh, it's the merge. Everybody pack up your stuff. You got like 10 minutes. I was like, was this idol just going to stay on the beat? I couldn't believe he found that. Good for you.
That was really funny.
And Jamie, like, I lost my ring. Everybody, I lost my ring. I was just like, oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
let's lump Jake in there with Bruce for this particular train wreck person, because I didn't have him separately, but that was the
He's
worst.
so funny.
That was the worst acting job I've ever seen by Jake. How did anyone buy that?
I don't know, but it made me like Jake a whole lot
Yeah.
more than I did before. And I didn't dislike him. I just was kind of like neutral. But then he just gave me a smile. So, I like him.
I really like that. My favorite Bruce moment though is definitely the why is no one talking to me? Him like going around doing the Inquisition on what you okay, this is just a rule in life, Bruce. And I'm sure you're gonna be very glad to take advice from somebody who is younger than you and is just some like bald weird dude on YouTube. But here you go. If you're going around saying, why aren't you talking to me? They're probably not going to want to talk to you more. If somebody comes up to me and it's like, why aren't you talking to me? And I'm just going to be like, well, chill out, Mr. Confrontational.
No, and that's the thing is that he should know he's playing Survivor. If nobody's talking to you, then there's a target that's starting to circle around you. You got to find another way around it.
Kendra is my number 2 person because Kendra, I think every episode before it starts, they secretly give her like 3 shots of espresso, and she just like, because every episode it feels like she is just about to burst out of the screen she's just like making weird noises, almost from the Carolyn school of last season of making weird noises. At one point, she basically is just like this in the background. It just feels like she's about to burst.
Yeah, it was something with her, like, and she was like very only upset at Emily for this
Yes.
vote, and it was like, okay, well, like there was 2 other people that were involved with this. Oh no, just her. And as soon as they merged, man, she just handed her the bus schedule and just ran her over with everybody. I was just like, wow, why only Emily?
They gave you too much espresso into this episode, Kendra. You're not seeing the forest through the trees here, seeing the jungle through the trees. And my number 1 in my heart right now, though, Sifu, you are the most ridiculous human that has been on the Sifu is basically if you're taking Johnny Lawrence and morphing him with the Black Knight from Monty Python, who's just like, oh, that's just a flesh wound, and he's just out there in the rain being like, oh, it's nothing, I'm fine, and just like shouting.
That was so funny because it's so everybody's been in that position where it's like you forgot your umbrella, you're
Yeah,
sitting in your wet clothes, there's nowhere you can go inside to
yeah.
warm up. It's miserable and it can be dangerous too. But I mean, mostly it's miserable. So like while he's just like, oh, I don't mind, it's a little rain. Austin's like, yeah, it's fine if you have somewhere to warm up afterwards, but otherwise, yeah, it's miserable.
Here's also my word to the wise here for you, Sifu. I love this. You can keep doing it for the sake of my entertainment. These people are going to get so annoyed with you so quickly because there is nothing more that people hate than like that person who is just acting like everything is okay while everybody else is suffering. And at a certain point, they're just going to be like, will you just shut up about it already? I don't want to hear how you're okay and all of us are struggling.
I totally agree. Like, it can really grate on you when people are in that sort of frame of mind where, yeah, you're wet, you're cold, you're hungry, and here comes Sifu being like, oh man, isn't this amazing? It's like, oh God, we got to vote him out.
Now, okay, this is where the game gets a lot more interesting because in this episode, we had the red team, the blue team, 7 of them are ultimately immune because Katura picked the right side. Let's just stop in for a second here.
Mhm.
Jeff Probst, I already gave you some praise. It's time to bring you the hammer.
Oh,
You need to just stop it with this. I don't want oh, you have to earn the merge, win the, just this, like, you've done this for a few seasons now.
hmm
It
hmm
hasn't worked. I've never liked it. It's better that you got rid of that dumb hourglass thing, but like, I still don't like this because it's more fun than having 6 people potentially in danger, having the whole tribe potentially in danger.
Agreed.
Because here's the other thing. Bruce was safe tonight, so nobody could go after Bruce. However, Caleb did throw out there that Bruce found that idol.
hmm
I think Bruce may have been in really big trouble if Bruce was in danger, and it would have made a lot more for an entertaining tribal.
Oh, 100%. The minute that Bruce is in trouble,
Yeah,
listen, you guys know that I really like Bruce, but
yeah.
the minute that Bruce is in trouble, it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out at Tribal.
That is sort of where the life vest could come in here for Caleb, is that Bruce is now going to be vulnerable. All these other
Yeah.
people are now going to be vulnerable. We don't know what any of these other people are really thought of when it comes to threat level or anything else. They're not going to waste a lot of time showing like how dangerous they are in an episode where they can't be voted out. So like
hmm
those possibilities are still very, very much out there.
hmm Yeah, it's true.
In general, I really did enjoy this episode. I think this has really fulfilled the shot in the dark as a survivor twist. Okay. I,
I'm still out on these twists. I mean, as much as I enjoyed it tonight and seeing Caleb's reaction to seeing
yeah,
safe and seeing everybody just laughing along with him, I did really enjoy that. So I got the
yeah.
enjoyment out of it in this particular instance. But overall, there's too many advantages. Like like I think it was like last episode or the episode before when Austin's pulling out, I'm going to pull out this advantage, but I'm not going to do this because then this advantage gives
Uh,
me my vote back to the next advantage. It's like, oh my God, like stop. Like there's so many advantages out there. I don't even know what's happening anymore.
I literally just remembered because you were talking about it that Austin now has his potential second
Mm-hmm.
immunity idol because
Mm-hmm.
one of those
Mm-hmm.
3 people was voted out. Now he just
Correct.
got to get one more person out and then
Yep.
yet another advantage. Okay, this is my last thing on the shot in the dark, and it was funny how you were saying you were over this because I'm about to say the most hypocritical thing of all
All
time.
right, here we go.
Retire it now. Now that Caleb has been saved. Okay, okay, yeah, sure. Part
You
of
were
it,
already at the hypocritical ice cream parlor like earlier in this
I'm
video.
still
You're
here.
still handing
Any,
them out.
anybody want 3 scoops the Rocky Road? Okay, no, this is the real reason why. It's never going to be better than this. I cannot think of a better moment that Survivor is ever going to have. And it's like once you reach the peak of a twist and there's no way you can make that twist better, why keep doing it? Because it's just not going to be as fun. It's like you have the best roller coaster ride of your life. You're with the right people. Everybody is screaming. You can, but it's like, you're never going to go on that roller coaster again and have the same amount of fun. So why don't you go ride a different roller coaster?
Listen, Jeff is not going to be thinking like that. He's going to be like, everybody loved tonight's episode. Look at how amazing this twist was. I told you guys it was amazing. Even Matt has turned around on this twist.
Well, Jeff
And
Probst
I
is
was,
gonna talk
yeah,
about
he's
me.
going to be like, oh man, if I was able to turn around Matt, then I'm able to turn around anybody. So let's keep going. Everybody's talking about this twist. Yeah, let's go.
Given that Probst did, I think, at one point just introduce or bring a twist in just because Mike White, now the creator of the White
Yeah.
Lotus, suggested it. Maybe you're not too far off. Okay, Probst,
Exactly.
if you're still watching this video, we have ideas for you down the road. Don't you worry.
Oh
But no,
my
okay,
goodness.
all right. We'll tie everything together here. What a fun episode. We hope you guys had a good time chatting with us. We're looking forward to seeing what you got to say in the comments. Hit that subscribe button for more. It's the best way to support us.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys here next time, and thank you to our patrons.
Thank you.